PT 109. Very good war movie, and I would venture to say, like any good war movie, it serves as an inspiration. It offers role models in that we see people who face adversity and trauma, and most of them, I hesitate because most of them, some would crumble, would break down in such circumstances. It's human, but quite a few would be brave, sacrifice themselves, and present us with inspirational models to follow. And this is what happens in this movie, where we see the drama of war. This is happening in World War II, in the Pacific. Termină, mă, cretinule, mă. In the Pacific area, in the Pacific Ocean, in the fight between the Americans and the Japanese. And we have a smaller group of men. This is a small boat, actually, and that made me think of what some historical figure. I don't know why I'm thinking it could be Stalin. If one, it can't be Stalin, no. That was one of the absolute villains, of course. Hitler, Mao. No compassion for these people, from these people. So it's something like, if you have a human death, a human dying, that's a tragedy, a drama. If you have 1,000 or 10,000 people dying of a disease in China, that's statistics. So the ordeal of this group of men is compelling. There is also humor in the movie, in the beginning, and well, at the end also. In that they don't maneuver this small boat well. It is in a dire state. It is in a terrible state, actually, to begin with. But then when they are shipwrecked or boat wrecked, whatever the correct term would be, the boat is capsized. In the fight, there is another moment where they don't have any more fuel, so they're just sailing near the shore, and they're sitting ducks, as they say. But anyway, at a later stage, the boat is sinking. They find a way to get to one island. It's very difficult. As I said, it shows us how to cope with adversity and trauma, which is one strategy we need to have in order to be happy. It is in the great book The How of Happiness by Sonia Lubomirsky, professor in California, expert in positive psychology. You can find 12 rules, and one of them is have a strategy to cope with adversity and trauma, which is something you, among other things, you can learn from this movie. So there's determination, there's bravery, there's leadership, and there are some heroes, especially the leaders. And they get to this island. It's not easy. but they have no water and food. So the question is, what do? They have the Japanese on one side. They saw a boat. They're patrolling in the area. They saw a boat and they could hardly uh, face them, as they are vulnerable and without any means to defend themselves. They find camps. They can hide in the jungle on this island, but they have to find a way to get out, because they would just die. And there's some conflicts indeed. What we should have done, this or that, and we should go from here, or we should stay here because here we're defended. I mean, we're not in the open and targets for the Japanese. And at one point there are some natives, and 2 natives against maybe 20 survivors. And there's mistrust. I mean, maybe it's our only chance to have them deliver a message. But do you think they will do that? No. They write on a coconut the message. We're here, we need help. Termina. And they sit and wait. You think they've eaten the coconut. But fortunately, they come back with a boat, and maybe there's a way out. It's not all solved, but maybe there's a very good movie.